Hello students, welcome to the session on computer networks. In our previous lecture we have discussed about categories of networks like LAN, NAN, WAN. Okay, hopefully you have people have observed that. Right, if it is not done, just go through those particular videos. If you are not getting anything, just let me know by your messages. If it is not received by you people know, then you people will not understand the further videos. So just try to understand them. If there is any problem, just let me know. Okay. Now in our today's session we are going for one more new topic, that is OSI model. Why we are going for this model is, see, try to understand the title itself. Okay. What do you mean by model? See, the model is a blueprint, I can say, in which we will present something. Okay. In this model they are saying how you people are making the communication between two components, two devices, two nodes, I can say. Okay, by using this particular model. Why we are going for this model is there should be any standardized procedure or else the protocol that we will be following in order to make the communication. So in that, the first model that we are going to discuss is your OSI model. OSI stands for what? Open System Interconnection. Open System Interconnection. And this was developed by your international standard organization. You people might have heard this as ISO. Okay, Open System Interconnection, and this is developed by whom? International Standard Organization. See ma, whenever you are buying a product, whenever you are going for any product, you people will be having the standards. By seeing the standards, you people will say whether it is quality product or not. Okay, in the same way, you people will be having the standard for this particular model, which is provided by your International Standard Organization. Okay, and see, when we are discussing about this particular model, this particular system will tells us that it is a open system interconnection. Means to say that it is developed for communicating two systems which are open for the communication. So consider if you are having two systems over here, then they are ready to make a communication. So this will make use of open system interconnection. These are the systems which are open for the connection, open for the data communication. Then they will be given the interconnection so that they can transfer the data from one system to other systems. Okay, that is the reason we are calling them as open system interconnection. Okay, and now this particular OSI model will be having different kind of layers in which they will be transferring the data. Okay, we will be thinking that however we will be having the messages, we will be throwing it to some other system, but it won't happen in the reality. It will be having number of procedures that need to be followed in reaching the data from one system to other system. We will be having different kind of layers in our OSI model through which we will be sending the data from one device to other device. This OSI model will be having 7 layers. This OSI model will be having what? 7 layers. By using these 7 layers, it will be transferring the data from this particular system to this one and this particular system to the system. I hope it is clear to you people what is OSI model is. And the next one is, what are they? What are the 7 layers of your OSI model? Try to observe this now. These are the 7 layers of your OSI model. Okay, I hope it is clear to you people the picture. Okay, now see here. See, this is your picture, and we are having 7 layers over here. Consider this is the system A, this is the system B. We will be having the same layers at the both end, starting system and second system also. We will be having 7 layers in the sender and receiver side. Okay, consider that A is a system which is trying to have a communication. B is also an open system which is ready for data communication. When they want to transmit the information, from one system to other system, then they will be making a communication by using this OSI model. So consider what are these particular 7 layers. Try to remember these 7 layers, which is very important for your competitive examination as well as your academic syllabus. Why? Because whatever the syllabus that you are going to learn, you people are going to learn the layers in detail. What the physical layer will do, what the data link layer will do, what the network layer will do, you people are going to see them in detail. Now they are giving a brief introduction. What are the 7 layers that are available in your OSI model? The first layer that you could see is physical layer, and the second layer is data link layer, third one is network layer, fourth one is transport layer, and fifth one is session layer, sixth one is presentation layer, and the seventh one is application layer. Okay, these are the 7 layers of your OSI model. Now the data transmission will happen from these particular layers only. Whenever the system, whenever the particular device want to transmit the data, they will be using what? Application programs. They will begin from this. It won't begin from this. Okay? And when we want to transmit the data, we will be using some application programs like browser, applications like Facebook, WhatsApp, whatever the application that you are going to use. You people will open that and you people will be transmitting the data. Okay? And through some connection, through some physical medium, we will be transmitting the data from one layer to, one system to other system. The first and foremost layer that we are going to discuss is your physical layer. Okay, it is the first layer. It is the first layer that you could see in your OSI model. See ma, in every point you need to note that what is the step, or else what are the layers and how many layers we are having. What is the first layer, what is the second layer, what is the third layer, fourth layer, fifth layer, and sixth layer, seventh layer. That you need to remember. The first layer is your physical layer. The physical layer responsibility is to transmit the data from, or else transmit the information in the form of raw bits. Means to say that your systems will understand what? Raw data, that is zeros and ones. Whatever the information that you are getting it from the system A, they will be overcoming all these layers and it will be reaching physical layer and it will be transferred. Whatever the data that we have received, they will be transferred into zeros and ones, raw bits I can say, and they will be traveling through this physical medium, physical communication medium, and it will be reaching the first layer of other system. Okay, and see, in the design issues which includes the mechanical, electrical and procedural interfaces with the underlying physical medium. Underlying physical medium. Whatever the medium that you want to use, you can use. By using those particular mediums, you people can transfer the data from this physical medium to this physical medium. Means to say that we will be transferring the data in zeros and ones, which is understandable by your systems, which is understandable by your electrical machines. Okay, so when you are transferring in this physical medium, they will be having the issues like what are the mediums that you are using and what is the transmission modes that you are using. Already we have discussed, we will be having so many mediums that we will be using, coaxial cables, twisted pair cables. We will be using so many things, we will discuss them later. And we have seen the transmission modes, simplex mode, half duplex mode, full duplex mode, right? By using what you are transmitting the data, that will be taken care by your physical layer. Okay, and after this you are having what? Data link layer. The second layer that you can observe in your OSI model is your data link layer. This data link layer will take the information from your network layer and it will be transferring them into the frames. Whatever the data that has been received from this network layer to data link layer, they will be fragmented, they will be made as a frame and the data will be divided into frames. That is the major responsibility of your data link layer, and dividing them into the frames will be helping us to transmit the data in an easiest manner. Okay, and this data link layer is responsible for controlling the flow of data. Controlling the flow of data. Why I am saying the controlling the flow of data means, see, if a system A is trying to send the data from system A to system B, sometimes we will be having certain situation that system A may be a faster sender or a faster transmitter, I can say. He can send 100 Mbps at a time. But in the other side, as a system B is there, no? System B is a slow receiver. He can receive only 10 Mbps per second. He can transmit what? 100 Mbps per second. But he can receive what? 10 Mbps. In order to control that, we will be using what? data link layer. The major responsibility, one of the major responsibility of your data link layer is to control the flow, how you are transmitting from system A to system B. Okay, and then SIMA, by using the medium access controller and DDL provides a controlled access to the shared channel. Whatever the channel that you are using, whatever the communication channel that you are using, by using them, by using the protocols, they will be controlling the flow by using what? Data link layer. So it will be having the error detection too. Means to say that when you are transmitting the data from data link layer to other other system, they will be having some protocols in order to, they will be having some algorithms by which you people can detect the errors. You can detect the error as well as you can modify the content. Okay, if any error find in your data transmission, you people can rectify them by using what? Data link layer. And the next layer, the third layer in your OSI model is your network layer. Okay, this is what the major layer where we will be having a path, where we will be having the routers. I can say routers means what? Routers will be taking the path in which we need to send the data. So consider if I am trying to transmit the data from A to B, then I need to know the path. I need to know the address of B. So I will be going for network layer where we will be having number of routers, we will be having routing algorithms, we will be having so many algorithms. By using those algorithms, we will be deciding in which path I can reach the destination in an easiest manner. Those particular responsibilities will be given to whom? Your network layer. So that it will be finding the easiest path to reach the packets or the data from one system to other system. And it controls the entire operation of subnet beside controlling the congestions, and it also maintains the accounting information about the data transfer from one system to other system. See, it doesn't mean that you people need to register whatever there in your material. Try to understand in oral manner that I will be sending the data from this particular system to this particular system. So when it is reaching to your network layer, it will be using routing algorithms, it will be having the routers, and it will be taking a path in which I can reach the B in a quicker manner. Okay, and after this what it is doing is, it will be deciding, it will be accessing the data from transport layer, and it will be making them into the frames by using the data link layer. And after that, when it is reaching the B, your network layer is having the responsibility in order to transmit the data from network to transport layer, so that will be available for whom? Your device B or a system B, I can say. And as I have discussed that information about means to say that whatever the information that we are passing from this network layer to this network layer, we will be having network protocols in between, where we will be having the algorithms in order to find the errors also. As we have discussed, the error detection will be done in data link layer. In network also we will be finding the data errors while we are transmitting the data from network layer to network layer. Okay, and the next one is as we have said that we will be having the path selection. What is the path selection? Routing algorithms will be utilized in order to find the path in which we will be reaching the destination. Okay, so it will be establishing the connection, I can say. What it will do? It will create a communication link between system A to system B. See ma, generally when two people are talking, they will be having a common platform and they will be putting some meeting. So consider that if you people are from MTCS final year, then if you want to listen this topic in an offline mode, then we will be getting a meeting. So we will be creating a path, right? We will be creating a path called classroom MPCS final year. So that you people will be gathering, people will be creating a communication channel through which we will be transferring the data from myself to you. So in the same way, when we are traveling the data from this particular system to this particular system in a network layer, we will be deciding the path, we will be deciding the routes, and we will be creating a communication connection, or else I will be creating the connection between the systems, so that it will be transferring the data. So when you see this particular content in your material, or else on the network, or else on the Google you people will be finding one more terminology called packets. What do you mean by packet? Packet is this, sir. You people will say that only, but it is not Roma. When you are sending the data from one system to other system, the data that has been divided into pieces are called as your packets. The data packets will be given with the numbers. They will be having series of numbers. So you people can receive at the receiver side. You people can arrange those particular packets in order to understand the data. Just try to understand these particular layers, and we will discuss what is the packets, how it will be having the IDs, how you people will be remembering the packet numbers, and how you people will be receiving at the receiver side, and how you people will arrange the packets in order to understand the complete data. Okay. I hope these three layers are clear to you people. Okay. In a single line, just do remember that physical layer will be communicating with the other system in a physical manner by using the media. Okay, it will be transferring the data in raw bits, zeros and ones, I can say, and it will be taking the responsibility of deciding how much electricity, how much frequency should be taken for representing the data in logical formats like zeros and ones. How much frequency should be taken in order to represent zero, how much frequency should be taken in order to represent voltage. Simply I can say voltage. How much voltage is taken for representing 1 and representing 0 by the physical layer. And the second layer is data link layer, which is responsible for dividing the data into frames, which is received from network, and it is having the responsibility of error detection. It is having the responsibility of creating the or else rectifying the data which is got error. Okay, and the next one is network layer, which will be having number of routing algorithms in order to decide the path in which we can transfer the data. Okay, and also it establishes the connection between two systems so that they can transfer the data. These are the major responsibilities of these particular layers, and we have done with these three layers, and we will discuss remaining layers in our next session. Okay, just try to remember these 7 layers, ma. I will give some technique. If it is possible, do remember in this way. See the first letters of all the layers, that is P, D, N, T, S, P, A. If it is not possible for you people to remember in this particular way, do remember in this way. I will take the first letters and I will make a sentence. P, D, N, T, S, P, A. This is the logic that I have been told by my sir. That only I am sharing with you people. See, the first letter is P now. Please do not throw Suresh purse away. Do remember this particular logic now. First letters, I am using the first letters and I am making a sentence. Right? Please do not throw Suresh purse away. You can use any name. I have used my friend name. You can use any name which starts with S, so that you people can remember all the layers. It is very easy for you people. I hope so, right? If it is possible, do in that way, and we will discuss all the layers in detail, and we will be having the algorithms, we will be having the protocols that has to be followed by each and every layer. As the syllabus is going on now, you people will come to know what the layers' responsibilities are. Okay, I hope it is clear to you people. That's it for now. See you in the next one. Thank you.